Yes, welcome to Real Talk with Ghost and Big G. I am your host, Ghost. Special guest in the building. Joining the podcast this week, we have 10-year vet, NBA champion, Speedy Claxton, joining the podcast. My brother, how are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this.
No problem. And I appreciate you doing it because this is something that makes I was looking to do for a while. You know, our listeners, we have a huge basketball NBA following. If you follow any of our conversations between me and Big G, we always discussing basketball. So I thought, who's better to talk about basketball than an NBA professional?
Well, that was never a bad discussion, man. You can never go wrong with that.
Nah. So this episode is going to be, I thought I would bring you on to kind of give even myself the day in the life of what it's like to be an NBA player. Talk about maybe a couple of, how it was being a part of the NBA, kind of what you're doing now, because I know you're doing your thing on the coaching tip. So yeah. I want to get a little insight on that from you as well. And we go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
So let me ask, before we start, I got a little confession that I got to bring to your attention. You may not remember this story. This is going back got to be about 2010. I think it was like right after you retired. I think it was. If you recall this, there was a time we were at your house. I think you were having like a party or something at your house.
Sounds about right.
You were having a party at your old house, and we went to the club M2. The whole party, man. The whole party, right? Went to M2, and that particular night, so we had the VIP section, and if you recall, it was like a stage. And it was like everyone was probably about 25 of us. It was a big group, but we were all vertically on this stage. So you were over by the front where the bottles were, right? I was maybe about 13 person down in the line, right? So here's what happened. So two good-looking women, bad girls, right, came to the section. For some reason, I don't know why they came to me. They came to me and asked me, would you mind if I get a drink? Now, I'm like, okay, why are they asking me? This is your show, right? And who am I to sit there and say they're allowed to get this drink? But the beauty blinded me. Shouldn't have did it. I said to them, look, this is not, my show. I said, but this is what you do. Go over there, and this is the time. I think it was the Belvedere or was it? What was it? I forgot the drink, but it was a big bottle of vodka. You know, them tall,
yeah,
huge liters.
Probably Belvedere.
But it was the Belvedere, right? I said, go there. You get one drink, and you one drink. That's it, right? Because look, it's not my thing. They say, okay. They walk over, right? I see them get a drink. Now, it's a lot of people there. It's crowded. It's loud. I look over 15 minutes later. They still sipping. So now I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? I said one drink. To make a long story short, the chicks drank that whole bottle.
Yeah.
They drank that whole bottle. So I'm saying 10 years later, on me,
you owe me a bottle then,
I owe you a bottle. I owe you a bottle. So whatever you sipping on these days, I got you. So that was a story I was going to take to the grave.
Funny story, man. Those are the good days, man. The M2 days, man.
Yeah.
I was just reliving those days with some of my peoples, man. Those was epic nights.
Yeah. That was a good time. And I said, look, it's been times we hung out before, and I always felt, I felt like I'm not a big fan of people hanging on. You hang out, but you don't go crazy with stuff. So when I see stuff like that, it's like, relax yourself. So like I said, they got me on that one, but I said I owe you a bottle. So I wanted to give you that story. So getting into it first, I want to go back to your high school days. So you played ball, teammates with Eric Barkley and Lamar Odom. I don't think we ever talked about this before. What was that like playing on that team?
It was fun. Those my brothers for life, man. And you know, back then we didn't know how good we were gonna be in the future. I mean, at the time we were number 2 in the country and all that, but little did we know that we had 3 future first rounders
Exactly
on that team. And I mean, it's hard to have 1 first rounder on a high school team, and much less 2 or 3.
right.
I mean, so that just tells you how special of a team we had back then.
That's a monster team, man. That's a monster team, and it's so funny when you left there. I said I had a bone to pick because to me, you know, I'm a St. John's, SJU all day, every day, and you coming out of high school, I was like, that's a home run for St. John's. You should have been on that St. John's team. What made you leaving that coming out of there? What made you go with hofstra?
Well, hofstra recruited me the hardest from the start. St. John's didn't come into the picture till a little late into my senior year. And by that time, hofstra had done such a terrific job recruiting me. I was just comfortable with the coaching staff, and I wasn't really trying to spurn them for the high major life or the bright lights or any of that. St. John's really just came around too late.
Okay.
Because if they probably would have came around sooner, I mean, who knows? I probably would have went there because I did want to stay close to home.
Yeah. So that's it. But look, it worked out to you. I mean, you end up getting Jay Wright's Hall of Fame coach. You know, so you definitely you can't complain in that sense. So playing for hofstra, you move on, and like I said, this is what I want to talk about, getting a little bit more of the day in the life of an NBA player. So I remember your draft night. I was actually there. Your draft night was that what was it? Bogarts.
Yeah, that Bogarts. Yeah, that Bogarts.
What was that like getting drafted? Like, did you have any idea you were going to be a first rounder?
I had an idea I was going to be a first rounder, but you know, nothing is set in stone until you hear your name called.
For real.
You know, there's been plenty of stories that guys thought they was going to be first rounders. You hear them say that they got promised a first round pick or whatever, and it doesn't happen. So, I mean, nothing's really solidified until you hear your name being called by the commissioner.
Right.
But that night was epic. I mean, that was an amazing night. It was a life-changing night. To hear David Stern call my name after watching the draft in previous years was just a night that I will never forget.
Yeah, I still remember.
You know what? It was I kind of liked doing it that way than being at the draft because I got the experience. I got the experience that with more of my family and friends than if I would have went to the draft.
Yeah. Like I said, I said to you, the whole place was yours that night. I said that was a great night, and I just remember the silence right before
during every pick.
Yeah, right, every pick, because you never know. So
before David Stern made the announcement, the whole place went quiet.
Yeah,
and I remember because once he called my name, the place erupted.
Yeah, it was a roar, and
it was an amazing night, man. Thanks for coming through, man.
Yeah, that was thanks for having me. I said that was a great night. So you got drafted by Philly. All right, now you're in a major market team. You know, Philly's on fire. You got Iverson on that team. What was your thoughts? Okay, look, I'm joining Iverson.
At first glance, I didn't even care who I got drafted by or who was on the team or what my position was going to be, my role on the team. I was just happy to get drafted. And, get to be drafted by Philly was cool because it wasn't that far away from home.
Yeah.
So I knew a lot of my family and friends would still be able to see me play.
Mm-hmm.
And, now I'll be playing against pretty much one of my idols growing up.
Yeah.
And Iverson. So that was cool in itself.
Yeah, I said that was big. Like I said, not only you got drafted first round, you go to Philly, you're at home. It's like, when you got drafted, it felt like everybody got drafted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you guys would be able to kind of be right there.
Yeah.
You get to experience the NBA lifestyle somewhat.
Yeah. Like I said, you kind of living through your eyes. So you get drafted. Now, obviously, college is a big difference from the NBA. I just want you to give me an idea. What is it like for a NBA player? Like you wake up, right? It's your first day. What does an NBA player do? At once they're on the team.
Well, most times you usually have practice at 11 o'clock. Most practices start at 11 o'clock in the morning. So you probably usually get to the gym pretty much around 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Most teams have a chef at the practice facility, so you can have breakfast there.
Oh, okay.
And then, you kind of just chill around, lounge around, maybe get some shots up or work out with the strength coach, get some extra work. It kind of depends on where you're at in your career. If you're a young guy, you want to get there early so you kind of get your feet wet, get some extra work in because you might not be playing as much as some of the vets. So you probably get there a little earlier and get some work done. And then you usually go through practice. Practice is usually for like an hour and a half.
Depending
on yeah. I mean, you play so many you play so many games, you really can't have long practices.
That's right. You're playing like every other night.
Yeah, you basically playing damn near every other night. So when the times when you do have practice, you're not really doing much, and most of the time you're not even going live.
So what are you doing in practice? Like you're just doing like walkthroughs?
Yeah, kind of like just getting some shots up, doing some walkthrough stuff, and then after practice, the younger guys and the guys who aren't playing that much during the games, they'll get it and they'll play like 3-on-3 or 4-on-4, whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
And then the vets, it's more about the vets taking care of their bodies on off days.
Oh, okay. So how much in practice is instruction? Because look, you're pros now. Is there still instructional basketball in the NBA? Like, are they teaching you fundamentals of basketball? Or are they just, look, you're here, you should know this already?
Well, they're not really teaching you fundamentals per se.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a younger guy, they might work with you on your fundamentals before or after practice. But once you're a vet, you pretty much have the fundamentals down.
Yeah.
And you're expected to because you're a professional at that point.
Right.
But when you're a younger guy, they might work on your fundamentals. But once you become a vet, you should be well past the fundamental stage.
Because like you look at like players today, like Lonzo, for example, when he first kind of came in, they were trying to change his shot, and you see like they'll do stuff like that with players to change their form and stuff. So I was curious if is that something that they do that because they're young?
when you're young in the league, they'll do that. But once you become a vet, it's kind of like, all right, well, you're a vet now. Like it's on you to get better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's on you to seek us out to get better. They're not going to come seek you out too much. It's going to be pretty much on you.
Okay. What was your as far as teammate? I know you had a lot of teammates. What sticks out to your mind? What was one of your favorite teammates?
Who was some of my favorite teammates? Probably CP, CP3, Chris Paul. He's high character, great family, great dude, ultimate competitor. But I mean, when he was my teammate from day one, you knew that kid was gonna be special.
Right.
As good as he is on the court, I mean, you see the work that he's doing off the court as well. I mean, he's one in a million, that guy right there, man.
He seems like he's the obviously the outside looking in. He seems like what he is on TV. He's like that for real.
100%. What you see is what you get with him.
Right.
What you see on TV, that's what he's all about. Like there's nothing fake about him.
Mm-hmm.
He's genuinely a good dude that wants to uplift people and help his community.
Yeah.
And his culture.
Right. Yeah, he's like I said, he seems like he's a good dude and dude been in the league a long time.
He's not doing it for the fame or notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
He's truly doing it because he cares.
Gotcha. When you now going back to your championship, you were on the team, San Antonio Spurs. You were on the team when the time when you had Parker, you had Ginobili, you got Tim Duncan, three Hall of Famers. What was that like? Like, did you realize being on that team? Look, I'm on a monster team at this time. Or
no, man. When it's funny because when you're going through the real life, the live experience, you're not thinking like that.
Yeah.
Like you just like, all right, we have a good team. And even before the season started, we didn't consider ourselves a championship caliber team or anything like that. We just was like, all right, we have a good mix of young guys and vets, and we're gonna kind of see what happens. But right from day one, you knew that we had a special team. It was a special place, special team, special place. I remember first day I got there. I got there like probably mid-September. Training camp starts in October, but I got there in mid-September, so get acclimated to the city or whatever. And we played pickup in the morning. So a bunch of us was there. Basically, the whole team was there. So we played pickup in the morning, and then once we got finished, Tim was like, "Yo, Speedy, what you about to do?" So I'm new to the city, so I don't really know anybody there. So I was like, "Just nothing really, just about to go to the crib and just chill, watch some TV." He's like, "Yo, a bunch of us are gonna go play paintball. Why don't you come with us?" Now I've never played paintball before, and nobody heard about it. I was like, "Oh, okay, that sounds like fun." So I was like, "Cool." So I went with them. So we got there. We renting guns and whatever. But then Tim and some of his boys was there, and they had like their own guns and gear and all type. I'm like,
serious about paintball.
Yeah, like, oh, you guys play. Like I'm talking about like walkie-talkies, and I'm like, oh, y'all for real about to play. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's go. I never played before. So I went, they started us, they half on that one end, half on the other end. So we started going, they said go. So you go, take cover. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm looking around, shooting, boom, boom. Next thing I know, I just heard like a machine gun coming at me. I was like, yo, do they have real bullets in their guns?
Right.
Yo, I'm talking about when these paintballs were hitting off these metal objects, I was like, oh my, I was like, yo, I am not getting hit with that. That sounds crazy.
It's funny you said that because one of my boys, shout out to Dwayne, he's a big paintball person. Same experience like you said. He just kind of grew into it. And this dude got his own gun and got his own equipment and all that stuff. But he said getting hit with those pellets, and that's what kind of prevented me from ever doing it, is that it sounds like it's painful.
It is.
Imagine a 7-foot target.
Nice. It is nothing nice. But once you get hit, you like this. It hurt. It stings. But you be like this. It's cool. That's fun. It's fun.
You get used to it.
You get used to it, and then it does get a little addicting.
Yeah. Like I said, it's like I always compare. I said that's like the real life Call of Duty. If you're
you get to shoot. You get to shoot at people, but it's not like real bullets. So,
right.
It's fun.
Yeah. I got to put that on my list. I said I've kind of gotten multiple invitations to do it. I haven't gotten around to do it, but that's something I got to put on my list.
You should do it, man. It's fun.
Yeah, you do. Now, have you done it a lot since that time?
A lot, no. But
okay.
A handful of times.
Okay.
Put it like this. I got my own gun.
Okay, so you serious then? Okay.
I do have my own gun.
You serious? You serious about it? What was it like being obviously you another Hall of Fame coach playing under Pop? Is he like what we see he is? Is he, from what the understanding is, that he don't care if you're a superstar.
No,
he's gonna coach you the same way.
That is 100% true, 100% accurate. Like that's the one thing that's the thing I respect the most about Pop. He treated everybody the same, whether you was Tim Duncan or the 15th man on the roster. If you messed up, he was gonna let you know about it.
Right.
And he's gonna coach you. And I think that's why that organization been so successful, because everybody there just falls in line. They have great respect for him, and they listen to him.
Yeah,
that's why they win.
And I think also too, him having that reputation, it seems like if you come there, you're gonna get in line because he already has that reputation. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna let you know your role. Like I said, he's gonna define your role. All you gotta do is perfect your role, and the team is gonna be successful.
Yeah, he's a great coach. Like you said, that's just got to be one of the most winningest organizations. And like I said, it's all starts with him. Who is one of the, I guess, craziest teammates you ever had?
The craziest teammates. Oh, that's easy. Chris Anderson, the Birdman.
Birdman? I thought you were gonna say? I thought you were gonna say Steven Jackson.
Jack was crazy, but Birdman was different.
Really? What made him so different? Because he was quiet, I think, in the news wise. You didn't hear really too much about him.
But I mean, remember he got suspended for
that's right.
Snorting that thing.
That's right. That is true.
That was a different cat right there. Like he partied, man.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy because if you see pictures of Chris when he first got in the league.
Oh, before he the tattoos in the neck.
Yeah, like he didn't have any tattoos.
No.
Like, clean cut to what he is now. Everybody goes, whoa, that change is crazy.
Yeah. It's night and day. Like I said, he was an interesting character too. And like I said, not knowing about him. So you would put him as your craziest teammate.
Yeah.
Tell me about and I'm jumping around. I know, like you said, you played with Philly. Like I said, Iverson's one of my all-time favorites. What was that like traveling on that team? Because I'm sure that experience on Philly was different than it was with San Antonio. Because you had him on that team.
Night and day. Philly, being in Philly, it was different. Like when we traveled, say we was going on a West Coast swing.
Mm-hmm.
So they would give us our per diem money in the envelope, cash.
Wait a second. Back up. So you're getting paid, and they give you per diem money also?
Yes.
Interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah, back then, I think we got $121 a day.
On top of what you're already getting paid as a player.
Yeah. So you got $121 a day. When you was on the road, it was nice. Actually, it was a nice little check.
Yeah, that's a nice
little pocket change.
Think about it. Yeah,
put some cash in your pocket, walk around. Especially if you go on if you was going like on a West Coast swing, it was a nice check.
Yeah,
really nice check. So
now, does every player get the same amount, or does it depend?
Everybody gets the same amount.
Okay.
So that's big for like the rookies and stuff. They say that there. Ooh,
yeah,
man, you giving me a stack?
Yeah,
right off the
Yeah.
The stack.
Yeah.
That's cash.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't really that much. When you're a vet though, it's nothing. Sometimes the vets actually just give it to the rookies or the younger guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just give it to him.
Right.
They don't even take it. Mm-hmm. But then, once we got on the plane, it went down. The vets. You had Ty Hill, AI, Aaron McKee, and Jaws ain't play with them. Who was the last?
Snow?
Who's the other person? Nah, Snow ain't play with them. Maybe Geiger. Yeah, Matt used to play with them.
Okay, yeah.
So it was those four, and they would play cards, a game called Boo-Ray. And that's the first time I got introduced to Boo-Ray. So I would sit I wouldn't be at the table with them.
Mm-hmm.
I would sit in the chair right next to them because I like playing cards or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I would, but I didn't know how to play Blu-ray. So I just wanted to kind of just watch and see how they play, and it's very similar to spades.
Okay, I was going to ask you, what is that similar?
Yeah, it's very similar to spades. It's like one man spades. You're your own team.
Okay.
So you got to win the most books in that round. So what it is everybody puts in an ante. So the ante could be whatever you guys want to play per round.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys should play $100 ahead.
Okay.
So that round, the first round, the pot will be $400.
Okay.
The deal, everybody gets the deal. Everybody takes a turn dealing. So one person deals first, give out 5 cards. Everybody get 5 cards. They turn over one of their cards. The dealer turns over one of their cards. Whatever card they turn over, that suit is called the trump card, and the trump card is like the cut card.
Okay,
so that's gonna be the cut card for that round. So you look at your hand, and you see you look at and see how many books you think you can make. If you don't think you can make any books, you just throw in your hand.
Okay, right. Very similar to spades.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit out because I don't want it. Because the first part, the person next to the dealer goes first, and they be like, all right, well, I think I can make 3 books. So you could keep your 3 cards that you think you're gonna make books with, and turn in your 2 cards that's low cards that's not gonna make your book, and get 2 new cards from the deck.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what the new cards are, but hey, you never know. You're taking a chance. So once you have the option of taking cards or just throwing your hand in.
Okay.
But once you take cards, you have to play that round.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm with
you. Now, when you play that round, you have to at least win 1 book. Because if you don't win 1 book, you have to match the pot next round. And everybody else is putting the ante.
Oh,
so if one person they call it booed. So if one person don't win a book, that person got to put $400 in, and the other 3 people got to put $100 in. So that next hand is worth $700. So the same thing goes. If you play and don't win a book, now you got to match $700.
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, this game is crazy." So I'm a rookie. I can afford to play that.
Right.
Get my head beat in. So then once I got to San Antonio, complete opposite. No cards, nothing. They didn't even give us cash. On our per diem, they give us a check. I'm like, this is crazy. This is like, so now I gotta go either deposit this check in the bank, or I gotta go to the bank and cash it. I'm like, this is no fun.
This is no fun.
Nah.
Now, have you played that game since then?
I did. I mean, once I kind of got older in my years,
right,
I started playing. I like playing cards. So obviously, I learned how to play, and then I started playing when I was in Golden State.
Okay.
So I would play with, it was me, Chris Robinson, Calvin Chaney, and Dale Davis.
Okay.
We would play, but I just tell them, I'm like, listen, man, I can't play for $100. I said, I can't. I want to play.
Yeah.
I want to play. And it's more fun when you have 4 and not 3. So it was like, yo, Speedy, all right, how much you want to play around? I said, I'll do 40.
Right.
I play $40 a hand.
Right.
So it was fun. I loved it, man. And then, I taught all my homeboys how to play. And when I
never heard of that game before. I never heard of it.
Taught all my homeboys. They fell in love with it, but we didn't play. No, we haven't played $40 because it could get steep. So like me and my homeboys would play like $5.
Yeah.
$5 hands.
Right. Something simple.
So like if the first round be like $20 or something if you lose. You know what I'm saying? Something easy that they can match. But it was just for fun.
Now is that like a known game within the NBA, or is that something okay, that's not like a game that most people play outside that circle. Okay.
Nah, I'm sure they still play the. I mean, I'm not in the NBA anymore, but I'm sure they still play that. That was a staple.
That was a staple. Now, what are the coaches doing during? Because it seems like most times I always hear that they're playing cards. What are the coaches?
They play cards. Well, when I was with Atlanta, I know Mike Woodson and his staff would play cards. They'll be playing like gin or something like that.
Okay.
Penny pat.
But everyone's playing cards for the most part on the
plane. Yeah. I mean, it makes the time go by so much faster in the air. I mean, we fly damn near every day, so it's definitely time.
Did you like those when you go on those West Coast? Because obviously, you're away from your family and stuff like that. What's the longest those trips would be?
2 weeks.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
that's
2 weeks.
That's a long time.
Most of the time when you do a West Coast or East Coast swing, it's gonna be a long trip because you only usually make two cross the country trips.
Okay.
Yeah. So you gotta play everybody.
Okay, I got you. All right, couple things before I jump into the coaching aspect. As far as the hardest person to guard, who was that for you?
Man, for me it'll be the late great Kobe. When I played with the Hornets, obviously me and CP was point guards, but we used to play a lot together. Yeah. So I would have to guard the 2 guards, and I mean, guarding Kobe was a nightmare. I mean, I remember the first time I had the matchup when it was in walkthrough, and B Scott was like, "All right, this is how we're gonna play. This is how we're gonna guard Kobe when Speedy's on." I was like, "Who?" Like, when who on him?
Right.
Like, man. But once the game started, it was like, all right, I got this dude.
Did he trash talk you when you played, or he was just all?
Nah, he didn't try to talk to me at all. And it's funny because obviously my boy played on the team with him, Lamar.
Yeah.
So when Lamar saw me guarding, he's like, "Oh hell no!" He's like, "Yo, give me the ball." He's like, "No." He's like.
Yes, he got you by like 6
fun.
inches.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Yeah, so yeah, I would imagine. I said Kobe was obviously a monster. As far as I guess for you, I remember, like I said, when you first came in, I would probably say as far as vertical, I said you probably had one of the highest verticals I know for a person your size. Because who were you like 6 feet, 6 feet, 5, 10, 6 feet?
Yeah.
Was that always a part of your game? Was that like a big aspect of your game? Other than the speed?
I'm gonna say no, but yes, because at first it wasn't. I wasn't jumping like that, and then all of a sudden I started jumping like that. Then it became a big aspect of my game. But I didn't start dunking until the end of my senior year of high school.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't dunking like that. Like I wasn't a known dunker. But then once I started dunking, then I really started dunking. I was like, whoa, where the hell did this come from?
I remember the one, I think it was at hofstra. I think it was during the summer. You may remember when Brent Barry was at the gym. You caught a dunk then. I was like, I can't believe you could jump that high at that height. I was like, it was always, I always say you were a sneaky dunker, because I remember when you were playing in like the Island Garden games, you would catch people. That's what I always say. You would catch people because you don't expect it, because you would go up like a layup and you would dunk it. And here's the question: can you still dunk today?
No, I can't. I'm not gonna lie. And it's funny because knowing how athletic I was, and I look at the rim now, I'm like, I can't believe I was doing the stuff I was doing.
I said the same thing. At least with you got a lot of film to vouch that. But I said the same thing because I was talking to someone. I was saying how a lot of, I think it was Dr. J said that, and Shaq said that they're going to be able to still dunk until their 50s. So I said, yeah, they're 6, 7.
I mean, they should. Right. Yeah,
it
doesn't take that much.
No, you're using all arm. Now, if you telling me Spud Webb can still dunk now,
I don't believe that.
No. Like I said, if that would be impressive to me. Like I said, if you tell me if he could dunk now, then I said that would be impressive. But do you ever, if looking today's game, and I know you're coaching, but watching the NBA's game today, do you see it to be a lot? Because you didn't, I mean, was it 10 years ago you retired, which is not a long time, but have you seen the game change dramatically? Is it dramatically different from where it was when you left?
Oh yeah, it's way different. Me and my brother talk about that all the time. Like, these guys are so much better than we were back in the day. I mean, you see, like,
you think so? You because you were kind of right in that era still where they were doing the hand checking. So
like my era is more physical. Playing, yes. Mm-hmm. But these guys are way more skilled than we were. Like, the range that these guys,
I agree with you. Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And like, it's insane. Like, some of the shots that these guys take and make are the shots that you wanted guys to take back in the days. Right. Like, oh, I'll give you that.
Yeah. Right.
You can't do that with these cats now.
But let me ask you this.
Like when Paul George said that Dame Lillard's shot was a bad shot, that wasn't no bad shot because he practices that shot.
Yeah. You see in the All-Star game, just from the All-Star game.
And
he makes
it. So it can't be a bad shot if you make it.
Right. On a consistent basis.
On a consistent basis.
Right.
Like, you legit have to guard these guys they come over at half court.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane.
Now, let me ask you this. So being How do you think that's obviously Steph Curry, but what made you, how do you think that started? Because
Steph,
at some point,
Steph changed the game.
but a coach would have to say, okay, you got to come sit down. Like,
That,
what will make someone
well,
say, okay, I'm going to shoot from
not
here?
not if you're making it. Not if you're making it.
Yeah.
Steph changed the game. I mean, he was the first one to start shooting with that range.
Yeah.
And he was making it. Then it was like, okay, well, everybody want to mimic a great player.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got Trae Young doing it. You got Dame Lillard out there doing it.
So do you think?
I mean, you got Bron out there stepping far back now, shooting that deep ball.
He is.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start up with like a 4-pointer. Seriously,
I think they're gonna move that line back.
Have a 4-point line.
I can see them doing that. I think they're gonna move the line back.
The game have to evolve.
Yeah. What is, as far as the,
and it's not just the point guard. It's like you got 5 men out there shooting threes now.
Mm-hmm.
That's like back in the days. That's like Patrick Ewing and Dikembe Mutombo out there shooting threes.
Right.
You got like all 5 players. And in order to be a pro, you have to be able to shoot the basketball from 3. Centers included.
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's why it's no big men anymore.
Nah, like even Dwight Howard, who came into the NBA, being a straight low post player, and that's how he was his whole career. Now he's out there messing around at the 3-point line.
Blake Griffin, there's another one. Yeah, Blake Griffin's there's another one.
It's a different game, man.
Now, do you? But my thing is do you think that makes them better, or is it just something that these guys have worked on that you guys didn't have weren't allowed to kind of do? Like, you weren't practicing that.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to do that. I mean, but I don't know too many guys that would be comfortable shooting from that far, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that many guys who was shooting the 3 ball.
That's true. Yeah.
Back then like that.
Yeah, the shooting is key, and I said it's definitely has changed the game. Do you ever miss? I would imagine you would. Do you miss playing in the NBA?
Of course. I mean, playing in the NBA is a dream come true. Like, once you get a chance to compete at that level and to experience that lifestyle, like, there's nothing like it. I wish I could do it all over again, man. For real.
Yeah, everyone says that, the retirement, but it seems like for you, the retirement aspect of it didn't. Some people really have a hard time adjusting to it, and it looks like you found something that you had a passion for right away. So I
think that's the biggest thing. Like, once you retire, it's important for you to get into something right away and not just sit at home and be bored and just doing nothing. Like, it's important to get off your butt and do something, man. Like, get into something, man, because it'll be a boring lifestyle.
Yeah, especially retiring young.
Yeah, I mean, when you retire from professional sports, you're still relatively young in age.
Yeah,
like you might retire from that sport, but you're still young.
Right.
You still, you know what I'm saying.
So was coaching always something you wanted to do, or is it something that kind of came?
No, it kind of just happened. When I was at the tail end of my career, when I was with Golden State, Don Nelson was the coach at the time. He kind of saw how I interacted on the court with some of the players. And then one time after practice, he was like, "Yo, Speedy, let me talk to you." So I went on, was chopping it up with him. He's like, "You ever thought about coaching?" I was like, "Not really." He was like, "You should think about it. You really know the game. Guys listen to you. You should think about it. I think you'll be good." Okay. So that's who kind of put it in my ear. And then once the situation happened here at hofstra, when Coach Mahalik took the job, I went to them and asked to join the staff.
There it is. And been with them ever since. Now, do you still get the same kind of, because you're still around the game, do you feel the same a way about coaching as you did as far as playing? Do you still get that same satisfaction?
Nah, not really. I'm not gonna lie. It's not
okay. It's an honest answer.
It's not the same, man. You know, it's different when you're doing it yourself, man.
Right.
Like I would say this. When we won our conference tournament last year,
Yeah, that was
that
big.
was a really, really good feeling.
Yeah.
But I think it was more, I think I felt more for the guys than
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Like for them to win it. Like that was special. Like, cause I know how hard it is to win at that level.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys worked their tails off each and every year and got better and better. And then to finally happen for those guys, it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, because I forgot the play, but one of the plays you really, I think I was reading an article, you kind of like really took under your wing.
DeJour Bowie. I mean, that was damn near my son, man.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a highly heralded recruit coming out of high school or anything like that. His freshman year, he was just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore year, same thing. We actually recruited over him because we didn't think he could be our starting point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And then his junior year, he was good for us. We had some good scorers around him, and he was a good playmaker. He knew how to get those guys the ball and be a good team leader. And then we lost our best player that year, Justin Ray Foreman, to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, everybody was like, man, like, where are we going to get our scoring from and all that? And this kid had a unbelievable senior year. Like a senior year that no one would have imagined that he would have had. Like, he would have been conference player of the year if William Murray didn't have an NBA player on their team.
Right.
Like, he really led us all year. And it's funny because game after game, he was like, all right, well, when is it going to end for DeJour? When is the run going to end? Mm-hmm. Because you just didn't think that he could sustain it.
Right.
But to his credit, he did.
Well, now, was it because the opportunity came, or and that was always there, or did he actually just get
the opportunity didn't come? He took it.
Okay.
He took it because we had another player on the team, Elijah Pemberton, who was kind of like a high heralded wing. Mm-hmm. And we thought once Justin left that it was definitely gonna be Elijah's team next year. Mm-hmm. Like, he was gonna be the go-to guy. But nah, DeJour had other plans, and DeJour surely became the go-to guy. Every time we needed a big shot or a big play, he's the one who gave it to us.
Right. Yeah. I said he like I said, I saw a lot of the articles, and I think he kind of, in a sense, reminded you of you, you know, in a sense.
I mean, we weren't the same type of player, but
right.
Nothing was ever given to either of us. We both had to go out and earn everything that we got.
Yeah, I said. Now, how has it been? Like, obviously, with the COVID and everything going, how has that been? Coaching in
it was a tough year, man. Dealing with this whole COVID situation, like, these kids, to their credit, man, they did everything we asked them to do, because it was a tough situation. Like, they, for the most part, they did online classes. So the only places that they would go is to the gym, the dining hall, and to their room, because we couldn't allow them to be around other people, because if they tested positive, that they got exposed to the virus, then we will get shut down for 10 to 14 days.
That's a long time too.
And that's a long time. And then, you know, they would have to be quarantined in their dorm room and really not go anywhere for those 14 days. And we had to do that 3 times this year. So it was tough on those kids. Their mental health, honestly.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like I said, and especially, you know, which I always felt bad about, especially with the college kids and high school kids too, is, you know, like you said, you have a person who feel, okay, I'm the next man up. You know, this is going to be my year, and this comes across, and, you know, you feel the kids get cheated.
Yeah, no, these kids definitely got cheated. Everybody, we all know college is so much fun, man.
Yeah,
and if you're a senior, for this to be your last year and to have this happen, it sucks. Or for it to be your first year of college, like, it sucks. Like, these kids don't know what college is about. College is probably the best time of your life.
And it goes by like that.
And it goes by very quick.
Yeah, it goes by quick.
It sucks that it happened, but hopefully we're gonna get back to some normalcy here pretty soon. Got my fingers crossed.
Yeah, like I said, look, I hope so too. I said I got my daughter. She's a freshman this year, and she's home remote. You know, she's basically missing her whole freshman year. And like you said, those are critical years, and you feel bad for them. You definitely do.
This is the time when you kind of get to be on your own and don't have any real responsibility.
Nope. Yeah,
but you get to be on your own. You kind of get to live the adult lifestyle without the adult responsibilities.
That's a fact. You hit the nail on the head. I said your 20s, or that time period, that college age between that 18 and 20. I say 23, 22. Man,
that's the best time of your life.
It is. It is. It's a fun time. I got one last question here before I let you get out of here. So as far as the coaching is what's the next step? You think you would go head coach? Would you look at coaching the NBA?
Head coach. I definitely want to take over the hofstra program one day.
Okay.
And run with it, man. See how I do with it.
Yeah, I say, man, you're doing a good job, man. So I'm glad to see that you're healthy. You're doing your thing, and I appreciate you jumping on here and giving us that NBA insight. Like I said, I have a lot of our listeners are ball hogs, and they love to talk about basketball. So I appreciate you jumping on and giving us your insight.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. So that's our episode this week, folks. Speedy, I salute you. Stay safe. We'll talk again, my brother.
Sure.
All right. Cool.